Have you ever been in situations when somebody don't remember your name or spell it wrong? What did you feel, whether you know it or not? Here are some quick reasons why it's important to remember people's names and you need it in your life. So let's start. Principle 5. The power of using a name. The average person is more interested in his or her own name than in all the other names on earth put together. Remember that name and call it easily, and you have paid a subtle and very effective compliment. But forget it or misspell it and you have placed yourself at a sharp disadvantage. For example, American automobile executive Jim Farley never had a chance to get much education, but with his natural geniality, he had a flair for making people like him, so he went into politics, and as the years went by, he developed an uncanny ability for remembering people's names. He never saw the inside of a high school, but before he was 46 years of age, 4 colleges had honored him with degrees and he had become chairman of the Democratic National Committee and Postmaster General of the United States. Writer Dale Carnegie once interviewed Jim Farley and asked him the secret of his success. He said, "Hard work." And Carnegie said, "Don't be funny." He then asked Carnegie what I thought was the reason for his success. Carnegie replied, "I understand you can call 10,000 people by their first names." "No, you are wrong," he said. "I can call 50,000 people by their first name." Make no mistake about it. That ability helped Mr. Farley put Franklin D. Roosevelt in the White House when he managed Roosevelt's campaign in 1932. What was the reason for Andrew Carnegie's success? He was called the Steel King, yet he himself knew little about the manufacture of steel. He had hundreds of people working for him who knew far more about steel than he did. But he knew how to handle people, and that is what made him rich. Early in life, he showed a flair for organization, a genius for leadership. By the time he was 10, he too had discovered the astounding importance people place on their own name, and he used that discovery to win cooperation. To illustrate, when he was a boy back in Scotland, he got hold of a rabbit, a mother rabbit. Presto, he soon had a whole nest of little rabbits and nothing to feed them. But he had a brilliant idea. He told the boys and girls in the neighborhood that if they would go out and pull enough clover and dandelions to feed the rabbits, he would name the bunnies in their honor. The plan worked like magic, and Carnegie never forget it. Years later, he made millions by using the same psychology in business. People are so proud of their names that they strive to perpetuate them at any cost. Libraries and museums owe their richest collections to people who cannot bear to think that their names might perish from the memory of the race. Many of the buildings on the campus of most universities bear the names of donors who contributed large sums of money for this honor. Most people don't remember names for the simple reason that they don't take the time and energy necessary to concentrate and repeat and fix names indelibly in their minds. They make excuses for themselves. They are too busy. 32nd President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt, once remarked that one of the simplest, most obvious, and most important ways of gaining good will was by remembering names and making people feel important. Yet, how many of us do it? Half the time we are introduced to a stranger, we chat a few minutes and can't even remember his or her name by the time we say goodbye. All this takes time, but good manners, said Emerson, are made up of petty sacrifices. We should be aware of the magic contained in a name and realize that the single item is wholly and completely owned by the person with whom we are dealing and nobody else. The name sets the individuals apart. It makes him or her unique among all others. The information we are imparting or the request we are making takes on special importance when we approach the situation with the name of the individual. From the waitress to the senior executive, the name will work magic as we deal with others. So guys, remember principle 5. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. So friends, how did you like the video? Please comment. Don't forget to share the video. I'm showing you this principle from the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. There are so many other useful principles you can find in the book. You can buy the book from description. How to Win Friends and Influence People is a self-help book which is the pioneer of this genre. Written by Dale Carnegie and published in 1936, it has sold over 30 million copies. It has been edited and reprinted several times. Please subscribe Weekend channel.